Hey, welcome to a brand new episode of Str8Up Show podcast. I am your host, Calvin, joined by my incredible host, Brandon, Lee, and the beautiful Christina. How you guys doing today?
Good. Made it another season finale.
It is, man. It's a season.
Already?
What you mean already? It's been a long season. I think this is one of our longest seasons.
We've had a lot of holidays.
You didn't invite me a lot this time. What are you trying to do?
I did invite you. You just don't ever come, and you always late. Like if we have anybody in our group who is always late, it is Christina. And I told them before the show, if this did she just say what I think she?
I got stuff to do.
Oh, I thought she said something else. I thought she said. I didn't know what she said. I was like, what? I was telling them before. I said, yeah, y'all can't be cussing on the show. No, I'm just kidding. It's cool. It's fine. But I was telling them before the show started, I said, back in the day, like when they had doo-wop groups and like, the Temptations and stuff like that, if they were late for a practice, they would be docked 25 cents. And I'm pretty sure it's like, what, maybe $5 now, but still, like, Christina, you gotta be on time. I'm just kidding, but no, I'm glad that you're here. So thank you for your beautiful presence here on the show. Anyway, Lee, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm also excited to be here on the season finale.
You know who's never late? Lee. You know who's always on time?
Never late.
Y'all making us look bad. Like, we can't be on PC time all the time. And like,
Wait a minute. I came here straight from work. Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
I got off.
Y'all making a stereotype look bad. Like it's just, and I was late too, ain't gonna lie, but still, because I totally saw Lee was in the meeting before I got here. So anyway, we look bad. But anyway, Lee, Brandon, Christina, season 5, we're here. We made it.
Yay.
And before we go any further, I definitely want to thank y'all for y'all's contribution for season 5. It's been an incredible season 5. We had some ups, we had some downs, we had some losses. Man, it has been an incredible season 5. And this season fell on some holidays, so we had some breaks here and there. I think that's why maybe it's been so long, right? I guess I don't know.
It definitely feels more spread out.
Yeah, that's why it kind of feels like, man, I feel like we just did it, but it was the holiday episodes, and yeah, we had a lot of season and holiday episodes, but
feels like the sweet potato pie dressing debate just happened.
Yeah, that was November, so yeah, that's.
It was a long time ago.
That just depressed me.
Yeah, I mean, so we're here to bring this puppy home with this season finale episode. Right now, we are broadcasting live on Facebook Live. If you're on Facebook, talk to us. We've utilized this season to where you all can talk to us on Facebook as we're recording this live. And if you're listening right now in a different country, first off, our thoughts and prayers go out to the country of Ukraine, what they're going through right now. Us as a podcast here, Str8Up, we stand with you. We are definitely keeping you in our prayers. We have a friend who was a guest of our podcast. She is from Ukraine, Julia, one of our many first guests on the show. So we are definitely keeping her and her family in our prayers right now. And we ask you to do the same right now as we are going through difficult times in the world. With that being said, hey, do y'all have a particular favorite episode this season or what?
Well, I'm glad you was able to dive in a little bit about the man, what's those acronyms? The NFTs, which is even not NFTs, Meta. I'm glad you was able to dive into the metaverse, which is still a very confusing thing. Not everybody really know about it. Even the people that's preparing for it don't really even know about it because we're still trying to figure this thing out. But still, keeping everybody updated with something that's that's going to be very immersive with our lives potentially. Keeping everybody in the know about it. I'm glad you was able to talk about that.
Lee?
Weirdly for me, I think it would be the Black History episode. Probably because
should have been my answer.
I had it's been the first episode in a while that I've had to like sit down and research something, and like I was already a fan of Dwayne McDuffie, but it gave me an excuse to like go down that Wikipedia rabbit hole of like every aspect of the dude's life, like kind of get to know him on that level, and just being able to bring that to y'all, and just the stories y'all shared were amazing, and it was overall just a fun episode to do.
And we're not laughing at Lee. We're laughing at the fact that we three are black people, and Lee has outshined us as black people.
Like, can we cut that? Because I don't want that on my resume.
Why not? What you trying to say? No.
How would I advertise that?
First off, we're not on time, and his favorite episode was the Black History episode. Like, Brandon, wow.
Yeah, I already said that should have been my answer. So,
all right,
I wasn't. I didn't. That didn't come to mind. We just did that too.
I swear to God, I wasn't trying to make a power move.
That was a big power move. Christina, can we see
very white of you? No.
What was your favorite one, Christina?
Well, I was gonna say the same, but I'll keep it lighter and just go ahead and say the Thanksgiving episode was probably my favorite, just because it was fun. It was just silly. It was fun. It was good to watch everybody look a little devastated.
That was
avoid their menus.
And that was Christina's first tournament episode, so
it was fine.
That's right.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And have no fear, we've already started working on the next season's tournament, and I'm pretty sure you all would like it. We're not going to tell you what it is, but it is something that everybody does, and I think you would like it. So be on the lookout for that, because that would definitely, it's going to make some enemies. If you don't think that sweet potato pie and dressing makes enemies, this one definitely will make enemies for you on the next season's tournament episode. So, Christina, we hope that you can join us on that one, but if not, you better listen, because I'm just kidding. But no,
I'll try. I'll do my best, because I'm waiting to go toe to toe with Brandon. Like, I'm ready to decimate some stuff from him. Yeah.
This is kind of
she worked against me.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Tear you apart, man. It's gonna be great.
I think my favorite episode is definitely the one with PJ and Kitty always tag teaming, and that's just, Christina, you're making that face because that they give it to you every time. So, like, that's why I love PJ and Kitty, because they come on the show and they bully Christina for me on relationship issues. So that's why I love them, just to see her face, make that face right there, and just make me feel comfortable about dating. And they really give some insiders on dating and make me feel guilty about my dating life. So that's my favorite one of season 5. Christina, I know you want to say something. What do you want to say?
I don't want to say anything.
Exactly. That's what I thought. So with that being said, this is season 5 finale. Man, we got to take this bad boy home. I'm going to miss y'all for a couple months, not going to talk to y'all, but we're going to have fun today, because today we're going old school meaning that we're going to talk about how it was in high school. And let me just say this before we go any further. We had a pre-show introduction for this episode and talked about it. And these three made me feel bad for being a high school person. So we're going to talk about our craziness in high school. And let's see if you all will be a fan of me after we tell you our high school stories. This is the season 5 finale on Str8Up Podcast. Make sure you stay tuned on the other side of the break.
What is the return on generous leadership and a generous culture? I'm Shannon Cassidy, and on the ROG Return on Generosity podcast, I speak with innovative leaders who share real-life examples of the dividends of investing in others. Subscribe where you get your podcasts, or go to bridgebetween.com, or search R.O.G. Return on Generosity on your favorite podcast platform. Stay generous, everyone.
Summer is approaching. That season where most friends and family travel, have family reunions, and enjoy that family vacation you've had over a year to plan. If you haven't had your vaccinations yet, there's still time. You might think you're fine now, but the reality is you're not. There's still contagious variants out there, and some states and cities are still behind on getting vaccinated. Don't ruin your family vacation by worrying about traveling in a hot spot. And don't be the one to cause a loved one at your family reunion to get sick. If you're still deciding on whether or not to take the vaccine, do some real research. And most of all, do what's best for you and your family. Take the politics out of it. And like everything on our show, think about it with an open mind.
All right, welcome back to the Str8Up Show podcast. This is our season 5 finale. We have the full gang here today, which is a shock to me. I think this is our first season we actually done more episodes together, more than usual, because we're always spread out. So this has kind of been like, and not only is this the first season that we have all of us together, but the first season to where everybody has the camera on multiple episodes. So this is a win-win. All we need now is me to put my glasses on, and we all four can have glasses. But it's neither here nor there. But so this season we want to talk about we always want to give back and share some of our personal life with y'all, because y'all have been so great to us. You bought our merchandise, you listened to our episodes, so we want to give back and kind of be personal with y'all. Today we want to talk about going back to our school days. And I don't know about y'all, but I was kind of like I was the man in high school. First off, I was nobody could touch me. I was the man. But little fun fact. Don't hate Christina. And y'all always wonder why me and Christina argue so much, because little do y'all know, Christina and I actually went to the same high school. Lee, Brandon, did you know that at all?
We weren't friends though. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's the part I knew.
Yeah, because I didn't know little people like Christina in high school, so I was off doing royalty. I didn't have the time to mess with the people in high school. And I say royalty because in my high school, I became prom king.
He was a popular guy. He was popular. I don't know why.
As I sip my drink.
Calvin was one of those guys, he was friends with everybody. You'd see him walking around, whatever. Nobody really cared, but you'd be like, "Oh, it's him." Okay, carry on.
and I remember Christina because this is not.
No,
I do remember you. I do remember you from high school.
Most of the time.
And the only reason why I remember Christina is because she would always be in her ROTC outfit, and the only time I would see her is at lunch. But why did I always see you at lunch though?
You did.
I did see you at lunch.
You might have every Wednesday?
Yes.
Maybe. And that was very brief if you did, because I think I had lunch a handful of times and that was it. No, you know what? I'm a liar. Would you sit with the stupid crew at the purple tables, the benches?
Did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were over there somewhere. You might have seen me sometime.
Yeah, so
avoiding sunlight.
I was
with all the food in front of me.
I want to but Ron in the comments said his favorite high school memory was graduating. I'm gonna say that a lot.
Graduating. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so thank you so much, Ron, for participating. His favorite memory of high school is graduating. So let's start off. Let's start off with Brandon, since you have the question of what was one of your favorite high school? First off, tell us, what was your high school like?
It was Huntington. So there was a lot of black kids. We did what we did. I mean, look, it was a fun school. I mean, it was Huntington was nice. It was just a place where it just, I don't know. It was different. I'm really trying not to talk bad about this school, but I'd say Huntington had a spirit where it just was not like the other places. I can honestly say the teachers there had a great handle on the students, but it was a little bit ghetto school, but there was a sense of spirit at that place.
Mm. Yeah, I mean,
I go back now.
So think about Brandon's high school. we were rivals more than one ways or in another. Those who know the rivalry for a reason, that's near here or there. But on the gridiron, I think Huntington at the time I played against Huntington, that y'all had some of the best athletes in our district, in our parish. Like, so that's what I remember about your high school.
We had no black kids. But I can tell you one thing
Y'all's
about
band
Bird.
was awesome.
Oh
I
yeah,
hated Bird
It was great.
because every time I went to Bird, almost every time I went to Bird, I almost got in a fight.
You
So serious. Yes,
fight a bird?
exactly. Yes. If it
What's
was
your
a
fight?
student or a teacher.
Oh, I could believe the teacher.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could
Don't
believe
know
the
how to
teacher.
talk to people. He was about to get a chair across his head.
Wow,
So I mean, that was just one of those situations.
Brandon, jeez,
Yeah.
no wonder. Yeah, no wonder why you went to Huntington. No, I'm just kidding.
Brandon, this is
I
recorded.
tried to leave Huntington every single year except senior year.
So, before we move on from that, what school would you go to if you had to go back to high school?
Me, I tried to keep going to Captain Shreve because that's where my friends went.
I
I
regret my.
couldn't go to Captain Shreve, so I was going to go to Southwood because that's where family was.
Oh.
Bird was not an option. Look, I didn't want to. School was school for me. I'm Rick Vaughn. Graduation, I'm out. I ain't going back.
Respected.
Ugh.
High school is high school.
I love high school. It saved me, man. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I like that. But no, Christina was right. She said the band, y'all's band was really, really like a miniature version of Grambling, in my
Y'all were
opinion.
almost as good as Willon.
You see, I was in band. Yeah.
You were almost as good as Willon.
I mean, I think if you would talk to the band people there, like the years I went, like we was kind of getting better. Like it was literally before I got to Huntington, great band. I got there, kind of declined a little bit, and then like it right when we left, a little bit it shot back up. But
yeah,
I preferred the orchestra than the band, so I'm probably gonna get a lot of slack for being on this episode and saying what I'm about to be saying, but I don't care.
Well, what instrument did you play in a band? Don't tell me it was the flute.
No, man. They actually funny, crazy thing about that was my freshman year, I was about to be in a band, but I just didn't have like the determination, the physical strength for it. Plus, I don't like hazing. You will get pushed back from that. So I didn't do it. Senior year, they actually approached me because they needed somebody for the drum line. So I played the tenor drum, the little small drum that's on your chest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. You said there was hazing in band?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
You didn't watch Drumline?
That is a crazy thing.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
but that's like, but I've always thought, you hear the term band geek and you don't think, oh, these are like the broy guys that are gonna, get a kid killed because they made him drink too much alcohol or whatever. But that's okay. That's a thing that happens in band too. Okay.
Yeah,
it depends on the school.
Yeah.
And it depends on like what you play, in my opinion. I wasn't in band, but being around so many people who were, and my sister was in it, it was kind of like Drumline, the movie. It was kind of like that, to where they're gonna drill you really hard, and you're gonna have a lot of expectations, and it's just you got your big bro of sorts, and they're gonna hound you to death.
A kid.
I never heard anybody say, "Oh, drink," but definitely heard the ones that make you do drills over and over again, or different little stupid things.
See, that's a lot different than the hazing I was thinking of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a kid from FAMU got killed because of hazing. Then he he was in the band. He got killed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was killed. Like they kind of went overboard with the hazing. And he got killed at FAMU University. Yeah, So I don't know what that's the initials stand for, but whatever. But yeah, he got killed from band hazing. That was a big deal about it.
I always thought the worst part would be the wool uniforms and Louisiana summer heat.
Oh yeah.
I always thought that would be the worst part.
I mean, you would think that was. I mean, I guess being a drumline, I mean that kind of like helped with all that equipment you're wearing. If anything, you liked it when it was cold. So,
can I ask you a question, Brandon? Like, what were those like Michael Jackson looking like boots y'all would have on, like little Michael Jackson little boots with the little white little? You know what I'm talking about? What are those? Like, what are those little Michael Jackson little boots they have on band?
Well, first of all, they wear regular shoes, like church shoes, whatever. But there's these little cuffs that go over them to make sure you don't see no ankles. You know.
Did you ever like pop lock in them or?
No, dude, I didn't like being in a band. I barely said anything. They would say, "Brandon, do this." I'm like, I'm just here to help y'all out. Like,
just
so snooty.
Yeah, I was.
I can hear you right now.
I was. That was me in band. I was like, look, y'all can fight over power hour y'all want. I'm just here. Like, I'm just here.
So Lee, like, so that was Brandon's experience in high school. Like, what was high school like? What was your memory? What was your high school like? I mean, as you can tell, I know your high school was like small, right? Or
yeah, I'd be willing to bet I have a drastically different high school experience than y'all. Just out of curiosity, like, what would y'all say your like graduating class? Like, how many people was in your graduating classes?
Like 500.
I don't know.
Like 500, maybe.
I think my class was a little bigger than Calvin's, probably. So actually a little smaller. So it was in the 400s for sure.
Yeah, I was like 500.
Graduated.
Same with you, Brandon?
Oh, dude, I have no idea.
Well,
just know people graduated.
Yeah.
I only really paid attention
So
because I was like, haha, my last name starts with a D. I'm out of here.
See, I don't even think about that being a factor. The reason for that is my graduating class was like 26 people.
What?
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah,
Where my family's from, it's like that. Like there's like 40 people max graduating. You're like start to finish the whole program. It's like 30 minutes.
Either that's a very small time, or y'all dropout rate is like it's on point.
No, it's well, you're probably not wrong about the dropout rate, but it is also a very small town. Yeah, in fact, I want to say the first year I started that school, they were just forced to get rid of their band the year before because of downsizing, because the school never had money. Like I went to one of those schools that like all the textbooks were like at least a decade old. Like it was kind of a miracle when everyone actually got computers in the classroom. My first typing class was on an actual typewriter. I feel like one of those old people that's like, back in my day, we had to use a typewriter for our computer typing classes, and we had to walk 30 miles in the snow in cardboard shoes to get there.
Wow.
But no, that
high school.
Oh my God, yeah, I literally used because I think I've got about let's see, I graduated in 2002, so I think I've got about a decade, give or take, on you guys. So yeah, I was still rocking floppy disks for stuff during my high school. Even when I started going to college, I was using floppy disks for all my like assignments. It was great. It was a different time. But yeah, it was like there were not any good extracurriculars in my school unless you were really into 4-H, and I super was not.
You don't like to go farming? You don't like to go farm and the pigs and stuff?
I was born and raised around that kind of stuff, and I'm like, I want to be away from all of that, actually. So it wasn't even until I went to like college that I was able to find like classes and stuff that actually taught me like, video editing and production and stuff like that. Like our high school, we didn't even have like a drama department or anything like that. It was like you can either join 4-H or like the football team. That's about it.
So let me ask you a question. So like, And maybe y'all can answer this. Is 4-H, is it just like Napoleon Dynamite where he's on that farm, and is that what that is too, or no?
I think so, yeah.
I don't even know what 4-H actually stood for.
My understanding, it's like just one of those things. I just remember seeing like 4-leaf clovers on the freaking.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
Out of class sometimes, and
yeah.
When I was in elementary school, 4-H was a big thing because that meant you got out of class for that hour.
Yeah, that's why I was like, they just be like, "Where you going? Where you going?"
It was always a mystery to me because I never had any interest in it.
That's how I got in orchestra. Like, hey, where are they going? I wanna leave class.
Man, I always left class. I was always out of class, and I feel bad.
I got to a point where I was that way too.
I was like, I'm just gonna walk out of class. I'm just bored.
Our school didn't really care if you did that. I just the last 2 years of my high school, I just hung out in the gifted class because no one really cared. And they're like, "Are you supposed to be in here?" No. Okay.
So that was like,
all right, just be quiet.
Just be quiet. That was the experience in high school, Christina. I want to hear from you because you graduated. You were what, a year younger than me, 2 years. I don't know. Yeah. So I want to hear what was our high school like in your opinion?
Well, I was there only 2 years at Bird. I spent my first 2 years at Woodlawn, which was like Huntington, but a little more jungle-like. You had to be on your P's and Q's. And Woodlawn, it was
it's rough.
You had to be careful at Woodlawn because it could be just this fast. Your day could be different. But like it was one of those. When you think about how like 90s movies used to make, it wasn't as bad as
Lean on Me,
but it had the characters of Lean on Me. Like, ooh, if you just wore something wrong that day, it was over. Your day was ruined. You might as well go home because start over tomorrow. But I enjoyed Woodlawn. Woodlawn was awesome. And then I ended up going to Bird in my junior year. Moving and things, very different world. Because I was very quiet for the most part at Woodlawn and every other school before then. And some people knew who I was, but that's just, you get used to seeing a person. But people didn't like just call me by name or anything. And I remember like my first week or so at Bird, somebody called my name out in the hallway, and I was just like, who dares speak to me right now? And it was almost a culture shock going from Woodlawn to Bird, because it's not just because, there's white kids here, because there's tons of black kids, and you'd see the Indian kids, Native Americans, people wearing their hijabs and their wraps and everything. You're like, wow, we have Asians in Shreveport? Like, where'd y'all come from? Where have y'all been hiding this whole time? It was strange to look around and see different people every turn. But Bird's a really big school. It's huge. It's one of those campuses you go up the stairs on one side and you're somewhere totally different when you make it there. And they're like, oh, now you got to go down to the other end and down the stairs just to get back to the floor you just left. You know how many times I was late to a class because I went up the wrong one. So you always have to find the middle stairwell to get to that floor. It was like being on a college campus in high school. It's a gigantic school. Like you drive by it today and be like, oh, it's not that bad. But once you're inside, you're like, what in the world is this Harry Potter?
Oh, I would be late every day.
It's huge. And then you'd have to go to, they had 3 buildings?
Yeah, 3 buildings. Yeah.
It was the main building, science building, and the T's or something in the back. Yeah. I was still on the quieter side in high school. I wasn't like Calvin, super popular or anything, but within ROTC, a lot of people kind of knew who I was just because I was in the chain of command. I knew of most people at that school. I could probably walk past most of our class and be like, oh, I remember this person, this person, this person, this person. And they will not know who I am. But I'll be like, I remember exactly who you are, your name, what I knew you from, what you used to wear, what that person used to do. it's strange that you take so much stuff in, even though you didn't care.
Yeah,
That's how it was for me. I was never attached to school. I wasn't a great student. I was average if I tried. If I tried, I got to be average. Um, Meaning, like, I wasn't in all the advanced or anything classes. I didn't participate in band or any of those things. I was like, I'm here. I just want to graduate. I want to graduate and go to ROTC. Those are only two things that mattered to me at that point because I just knew what I wanted to do after. No. So I just know your high school experience is going to be very different from mine. Mine was survival mode without like any of the aggression or anything. Just like, okay, just 6 more months and you're out of here. 6 more months, 6 more math classes. You get out of here.
I definitely remember those thoughts.
Yeah, just like you're so close.
See, it's
yeah, that's about it. It was very basic for me.
Nah, that's. I mean, see, ours is a little different. It's like the reason, like what you said about Bird, our high school, it's very massive, and that's like the culture shock. Coming from the hood and just being around nothing but Black people, to see so many different cultures. Like I'm kind of like you. I didn't know we had Hispanic people in Shreveport, or I didn't know we had like Asian. Even Brandon and I, we went to the Asian culture. Remember Brandon, the culture festival? Like, wait, they do this in Shreveport? Like, those are like one of the hidden gems in Shreveport that you didn't know that existed. But yeah, so that's kind of like to see a big culture shock. But like honestly, like it's the complete opposite of what you think, Christine. Like, high school was my safe haven from my home life. It wasn't always great. We were moving around a lot, and my parents were having their issues and stuff. So it was my escapism. Like, so that's why I was so clutch to have it. And like, I'll tell y'all a fun story. So when we moved to our first like projects, or one of our first projects, and we moved to a brand new project, I didn't have any friends there, right? And so my mom said, go out and make a friend. So I went to the playground, stood on top of the little jungle gym thing. To the whole playground, I was like in Titanic. I was like, "Will you be my friend?" To the whole playground.
That is adorable.
Pitiful.
Oh my god! But that's kind of how it was in high school. I was always like, anybody that I would talk to everybody. Like I always hung around the ESL kids, like because like they were just new to America, and I would talk to them. And then there was always a girl at our high school. I don't know if you remember her, Christina, but like she would always sit by herself and read a book by herself at lunch.
Was it me? No.
Don't name names. Don't name names.
I couldn't even tell who she said.
Oh yeah, she said, "Was it me?" I'm sorry, my bad. But no, they used to irk me. I'm like, somebody go talk to her and like, be a friend. So that was my mentality at Bird. And so like, I just want to talk to everybody. But that was really my escapism from Bird. I was just wanting to go and like hang out and enjoy school. Like I was grasping in all this culture and stuff. And some of the teachers were awesome. Not all of them. Not gonna lie, not all of them were awesome. But some teachers really were awesome. And so I just loved the experience of high school, and it was something brand new to me. So I just, that's why I was so popular, because the one, I was never in class, and so I would be in other people's classroom all the time. I would sit periods in somebody else's classroom, and the teacher never noticed me. And so that's kind of like my experience at high school. It was really,
you mean they ignored you. There's a difference.
Damn.
Depended on who it was. I was like, because you can't just sneak into one of those classrooms. They weren't huge. They just chose like, I'm not going to say anything today, and they're just like, I want you all out of my classroom. I'm ready to go to lunch.
There was a teacher. I got it again, Lee. Sorry. There was a teacher that was at Bird. I'm not going to say any names. God rest his soul. That really did not care. Like seriously, like my lunch break was after his class, and I just sat there the whole lunch break, and he did not even care. He's like, "Oh, just sit there, chill."
What class?
I can't tell you because people from Bird actually like watch this show. They're still with the members of the faculty and stuff.
I said what I said.
Yeah, say.
It was Mr. Hitchcock's class. God rest his soul.
Okay, I never had him. I never had him.
Yeah. Now
I
that
thought
was
you were talking about the coach's class.
oh yeah, that was different. Yeah, that was different. That was
softball coach. He also did psychology and something else. Like
yeah, that was coach's.
He was so cool though, but he did not care. He'd be like, just be white.
And Miss Dingles, yeah, Miss Dingles.
No, he was an art teacher, right?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't artful at all.
Yeah. I was in the basement. I always go down there and I'm like, get out of my room. I missed the bird. I had Mr. Bird in middle school and in high school.
Mr. Bird will pick you out real quick.
Nah, Mr. Bird was my favorite because I had him in middle school and high school. So I was like, Mr. Calvin, get out. I'm like, all right, dang, I'm sorry.
So Jeff in the comments said, Bird is nothing but a maze. And yes, you will get lost. I said I kept getting lost to get to art class because it was at the basement floor. LOL, you better rush to get to the bus too after school, and especially to the cafeteria. Yo, that was probably the only places I was really, and that was even in middle school, rushing to get, because if you didn't get to the cafeteria on time, you wasn't gonna have hot sauce for the food. So like that was like the main thing for me, like chicken day. If you didn't get there in time, you wasn't gonna get no hot sauce. So
many people loved, the cafeterias, and I avoided areas that people congregated in and stuff. Like, I think the whole time I was at Bird, I walked through that cafeteria one time. I could not tell you what a single meal looked like there, anything, the color inside, none of it. And it was right there in the ROTC area. Like,
Christina, do us a favor. Can you tell Brandon and Lee and our audience the infamous chicken nugget story at our high school?
Oh yeah. I don't know his name, but coming
I do.
From the building,
I play football with him.
Mind you, I'm new to this school, and there's a guy who, in a hurry to get to the cafeteria, jumped down the last flight of stairs. It wasn't like he fell forever or anything, but he decided to jump over the railing of the last set to get ahead of everybody, and he like shattered his ankle but kept running. And he made it to the
it was chicken nugget day at school,
like the normal little chicken nuggets, I assume. And I was just like, is he okay?
Y'all, that was how epic chicken nugget day was at our high school. We're gonna have more of our high school stories for the high school days. This is the season 5 finale. Make sure you stay tuned on the other side of the break. Hey, Calvin here, host of the Straight Up Show podcast. And guess what? We're back bigger and better than ever with new guests, new straight up topics, and a new way to support the Straight Up Show podcast. That's right. You can now support our podcast by becoming a Patreon patron. Straight Up has 4 different tiers that you can choose from, with each tier having their own perks. Your monthly donation helps us produce efficient Straight Up content that you love so much. For more details, visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/Straight Up Show Podcast 318. That's patreon.com/Straight Up Show Podcast 318.
I think straight up means to be able to speak in a way that is straight up, to be honest, and to speak your truth.
Raw, uncut, you know what I mean? It's blunt, straight to the point. This is what it is.
It's just a place to be open and honest. And that's what I appreciate most about it. And it provides a place for community members to come together and just be straight up with each other about things that are going on in the world, because it affects all of us.
Unfiltered, raw, with all the cursing that Calvin does.
Straight up is just being real, telling it like it is, being you.
Being solid, being who you are, no matter what it is, no matter what situation you're faced with. All right, this is who you are. It really speaks to me, saying it is what it is and it ain't what it ain't. Straight up.
All right, welcome back to the Straight Up Show podcast. This is the season 5 finale. We're talking about everything in high school, going back to our high school days. And as you know, Christina was very annoying in high school. She didn't have any friends. No, I'm just kidding.
Almost true. To the point that when people randomly start calling my name, I was confused. I was like, How do you know me? What do you want?
But we're talking about our high school experience. Some better than some better than others. And we're live right now, recording live on our Facebook channel. And there's some comments right now. Brandon's going to read some of these comments about their high school days. Brandon?
Yeah, so Stefan in the comments said, my best high school memory. I remember one of my senior science class, we had permission from the school to go to Cyport the rest of the day. Yeah, anytime you get to leave school, ultimate day, ultimate memory.
Field trips are the best.
Yeah, and he had another one. Did anybody? I don't remember having any science projects, to be honest. Oh, I probably did. I don't remember any at my school.
Projects?
Senior projects?
I had one in I had a science project in high school, but I didn't do any of the work, so I couldn't tell you anything about it.
If I had one, I didn't turn it in.
I remember one of my projects in economics. We had to seriously plan a wedding. Like I was connected with a girl, Destiny.
Sounds very no.
I mean, nah. But we had a whole list of how much a ring costs and other things. Thinking back on it, that did not prepare me for working on the last one because that was way over budget. But yeah, that was one of my senior projects.
That's a weird one. That's
Huntington, man.
I don't know. I think that's kind of smart to give kids early, especially teenagers, because they're in such a rush to get into that relationship, and so many. The number of people I went to high school with that got married shortly after high school, because somebody probably got knocked up or what have you. But yeah, teach them that early, man. Weddings are expensive. You should know that before you jump into one.
Was that song?
I wish I had stuff like that in high school.
Was that song on Family Guy? I forgot the prom baby or something like that. That's too dark. I can't say that.
The dancing baby.
Yeah, that's dark. I'm sorry. Yeah. But no, as always, thank y'all. Stefan, thank you so much. And Jeff, he went to high school with us. Thank y'all for y'all's comments. Yeah, I remember Jeff in high school, man. It's crazy. That's man.
Y'all need to come up on the show.
Yeah, man. Talk on the show. Yeah, so if y'all are staying with us right now, because Brandon went to a more urban high school, Lee went to a more of a rural high school, and Christine and I went to the same high school together. It's kind of more of a multicultural. So we have a blended thing of high school. I know some people hated high school, but for me, I found comfort in high school. But I want to know from y'all, what was something good about high school that you liked? And tell me something, Lee, that you didn't like about high school. Give me the good and the bad.
So for the good, I've got an interesting story that is semi high school relevant, but also kind of not really. I mentioned earlier how especially around my junior and senior year, I kind of had all my classes out of the way, so didn't have much important things to do. And like I said, at the school, the teachers really didn't care what you did outside. If you left class, as long as you had finished your work. So I would just go hang out in one of the gifted kids' classroom. And at the time, there were maybe 2 gifted kids in said class. Like I said, small population. One of which I walked in one day and I saw the dude was playing the game Final Fantasy VI on the PC in the classroom. And if you're not familiar with the game, Final Fantasy VI was a Super Nintendo game. And this was, early 2000s. So I'm like, how? That was my question. And this is my introduction to this person, to everything. And he's like, oh, dude, you don't know what emulators are? I'm like, no, what's that? And he's like, there's these programs you can get for a computer that will basically trick it into thinking it's a Super Nintendo or a Sega Genesis or what have you, and you could download a ROM, which is basically the game, and it'll play that game. And I'm like, what? And so he starts showing me websites and stuff, and I'd go down the rabbit hole. And it's not long before I'm downloading these emulators and ROMs myself. and spreading them across the school to every computer I can find. In particular, in my typing class. By the way, the legality of this is kind of sketchy at best, so don't try this at home. But I had a typing class that I actually would actually go to and do the work in. But I loaded those games onto the computer I would use to get my work done on. I come into the class one day and the teacher approaches me and he's like, Lee, are you the one that installed all those games to this computer? I'm like, oh crap, I'm about to get in trouble. And I'm like, yeah, that was me. His response is, man, I am loving Tetris Attack.
What?
And so nice. I got the teacher hooked on the Super Nintendo game Tetris Attack. And later in life, after high school, I would start hanging out with other people in my town that I went to school with, but we didn't have classes together or what have you. And they would talk to me and they're like, oh man, I remember this one class I went to, someone had loaded up all these Super Nintendo games and we would just spend the whole class playing Super Nintendo games. I'm like, you're welcome. And that was that was my best memory because it led me to a long road of piracy that I've never really left.
I was right. Origin story.
Yep.
Wow. No, I promise I buy all my video games legitimately. But at the time, when you're a broke kid, you're like, this Final Fantasy game I want to play is $60. I don't have any money. I'm gonna steal it.
Wait. How about this? Let me ask y'all this question. How many of y'all had video games or had games in your calculators in high school?
I don't think we had the technology when I was still in high school.
On your scientific calculator, none of y'all had that on y'all's?
I think I did because I was like, I need to find a way. Anytime I saw there was a way I can like cheat playing a game in class, I was like, I need this thing. So I think I did have that. Like it was like some like possibly like Snake or some other.
Yeah, you could play Snake and you could play baseball. Yeah, on your scientific calculator. Yeah, that was how you could play it. Yeah.
Christina looks so unamused.
Man, I was just a badass in high school.
See,
I remember having a scientific calculator. Did I use it?
See, I didn't get the scientific calculator until college. So in high school, I was just typing boobs over and over
again. I knew about that one. You know?
Yeah.
I think my calculator had.
I could spell my name upside down by putting 337 in it.
Yeah, you can't do that with Christina.
Nah. But no, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I used to have this scientific calculator. You could play Mario and stuff in it. Yeah. Jeez. And then I felt bad because my mom paid a lot of money for it and I didn't even use it. I was like, well, I suck. Christine,
does anybody want to? I still have a like expensive scientific calculator. If anybody wants it, like just let me know.
No one wants it, Brandon.
I will not need it. Why would I need a science?
You might get the urge to play Snake. You never know.
I will never go back to school. I will never go back to school.
I said the same
thing. I did my time. I did my time. I'm not going back.
What did Justin Bieber say?
I don't know.
Never
he can go back.
Hey, that's racist, man. That was Justin. Yeah, that's Justin.
Okay.
His first song.
I don't know.
It was him and it was the Karate Kid.
That's a bird coming at me right now.
That was a Karate Kid song. Never say never. So Brandon, with that being said, just tell us a good and bad memory you had in high school.
Dude, all of my good memories probably either came from. It wasn't like during class. Like Huntington did have a lot of extracurricular, those fun stuff. They even have a photography class now. I wish they would have had that, when I was there. But, I did things like orchestra. I was in the drama club. That was fun. But hanging around with my small group of friends, Warren, LeGarrick, Brian, Matt, just goofing off. the whole Apple Incorporated group, that was just us, just being stupid and doing stuff that people probably didn't like.
Question right quick. Did any of y'all get detention in high school?
Yes.
No.
And what was it for, Christina?
Punch somebody in the face.
Should have been. No. In high school, I used to get it for sure in middle school, but high school, I got a detention. I can't remember the disciplinarian lady. She was the black lady. She
Miss
got
Johnson.
everybody. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wait, no. Was it Brown or something? I don't know.
Yeah, Miss Brown. Yeah.
She watched me
Bryant.
trip
That's Bryant.
Bryant, sorry.
Yeah.
She watched me trip up the stairs on the way into school. Like, because Bert had stairwells on the outside that you had to walk up to get into the building from the parking lot. So I had just gotten out of the car, getting to school. You couldn't wear ripped jeans or anything at Bert, so your jeans had to be completely intact. She watched me trip on the step, and I busted my knee, and I had a little hole that was forming in my jeans. Like, she saw me fall, and she's like, "You're gonna have to go back home and change jeans because those have a hole in them now." It's like, I'm still bleeding. I'm still bleeding right now. I didn't do it on purpose.
She was just doing her job.
With ripped jeans. But I ended up having
always a good excuse.
Wait in the detention room because I didn't go home.
That's not necessarily a detention though. Like, that's not really.
I think I dropped off here. That's the only time I had it in high school. Middle school, I got in a fight and I had to go to detention. But high school, I was just talking about it.
I got into a fight in middle school too, but I never had to go to detention for it. I made the guy bleed too because I pushed him and like his earlobe caught the little spikes on the gate, and it hooked his earlobe and it cut it.
There you go. That's how you do it.
I messed with Calvin. No, I'm just kidding.
Yo, the reason why I could not transfer out of Huntington is because of a fight I had in like elementary. So like that was the most wildest thing, that a fight I had, I believe in elementary, was the reason why, for the most part, I could not transfer.
That's crazy that carried over. That's crazy.
Seriously.
They I don't know if they did it in your. What parish are you from, Leah? I always forget. What parish?
I'd rather not say.
You're not going to set him up now.
For the Duck Dynasty parish that you live in, but in the Duck Dynasty parish that you live in. But in our parish, I don't know if y'all had we had a folder that you kept from middle school, from elementary, all the way to high school. And when you graduate, they gave you that folder. Did y'all have that in y'all's parish?
That doesn't ring any kind of bell. What's in the folder?
It literally has your kindergarten picture, and it has all your grades, all your
transcripts, like your records. Anything you did. Remember, we keep records. They keep records.
Yeah, they actually keep records. It's crazy. But no, we had that. But Brandon got in trouble in elementary. That's funny.
For real, man.
I
found that out. I was like, "What? Are you serious?"
You're the only person I've ever heard of that had that thrown back at them.
Never. Yeah. I've never had it thrown back at me at all. I got detention for skipping class. After my senior year in high school football, we actually had coaching, and so we just sat around the locker room while the kids were practicing, right? And so, because obviously we had to get ready for the next season, so we just stayed around in the locker room. So we said, you know what? This is a boring class. School is about to end anyway. So we decided to get and keep thoughts and prayers to my friend Danny. She is in critical condition right now. She drove the big yellow car at Bird. Remember the yellow car, the yellow bug car, Christina, at Bird?
I do not. No.
Anyway, but she had a different car, and so she we said, hey, you guys want to go leave, whatever? So sure, why not? So me and my friend, we said, all right, we're gonna skip. So all of a sudden, people left early from school because they did what is it called? Where you go work? DECA? Yeah, DECA. You would leave and stuff. So they were used to seeing people leave at a certain hour. So I was trying to pretend, I'm gonna leave too. So I left, and my friend, she tries to come pick us up, and we're waiting on her. And she would call her, and she didn't pick up. And so all of a sudden, there was a disciplinarian at LJ God rest his soul. He rode around with a golf cart around Berg, and he would just try to tag people for skipping. And then he found me and gave me detention. He said, "Young man, are you supposed to be in class right now?" I said, "Nah, man, I'm off right now." Okay. Then he thought around, he looked at me and said, "You know what? Well, come back to the office. Let me check to see if you're supposed to be in class." And they found me skipping, right? And they gave me detention. But all of a sudden, the day I was supposed to serve detention, he says, "All right, just sign your name and leave. That's it." So that was my detention.
You had a pass for DECA. They had record of it, and you had a pass.
But I wasn't in DECA. I played football, but the season was over with. So I
but that was like the fact that you were like, "Oh yeah, I'm good." I was gonna be furious if you got away with that one.
I did, because I didn't serve detention.
I had a pass for ROTC.
So I didn't serve detention. All I did was just I just signed my name.
Senior year because of ROTC. So I was on staff. I just walk as I please. You know how many how many days I left English senior year because it was my last class anyway.
I know you had that.
I'm like, Miss Marbury, I gotta go.
But no,
we have I believe this is how you pronounce your name, Kendall. Saying homecoming and prom is her. So Calvin, I already know, I have a feeling you want to talk about your homecoming or prom experience. So
nobody cares.
For me,
I was trying to not say it. Like, I was not trying to bring it up at all. I wasn't going to bring it up because I didn't want to like gloat. But
you couldn't wait.
But since Kendall, thank you, Kendall, for saying that. But since Kendall opened the door, let me get ready for this right quick. Dear, hear ye. No, I'm just kidding. Like, no. One of my favorite moments.
Isn't someone supposed to do that for you, Calvin?
That's why I stopped, because I thought I was thinking it in my head when I said it. But no. I was prom king in high school. That was one of my, I guess not really a proud moment, but it was cool because your peers voted for you. And it was cool because it was a very, very dark time in my life, and nobody at school knew it at all. But it was a dark time in my life, and to be voted for prom king at a school of like 2,300 kids, like that was pretty cool, and it really put a Band-Aid on stuff that was going on at home and stuff like that. But yeah, I was voted prom king, and I was on all those little courts. And like the crazy part about it is I wasn't a hellified athlete. I was not funny thing. And this is no shade of my friend. But the guy that got second runner up, the king, whatever, and he got Prince. As they announced the king, they're like, all right, this person is our Prince. So that automatically knew I was going to get king, right? And and then as I'm going upstairs to get my crown over, the guy looked at me and says, "I should have been king." And I was like, "Well, you didn't." So, but he was like the star athlete and stuff. I was like, that's my memory from that night, was that the guy said, "I should have been king." I'm like, "Oh, damn."
Origin story.
I was like, yeah. That's where the arrogance came from, y'all. But yeah, I was Christina. Well, I was always active in school, and Christina has an embarrassing story about.
I want to tell it.
Tell it. No, tell it. Tell your embarrassing story of me.
You tell your own story this time.
So
you tell it. Let the people know who you really are.
Christina likes to embarrass me, and so one of her fondest memories of me, because I was always doing we had skits and stuff at school. It was like a little contest and like concerts called BuzzFest, and like it's like a talent show basically. And looking back at it, it's pretty messed up, but we were the Jackson 5. I was the only black one.
Yeah, afro wig, everything.
Had an afro and wig. And I was dancing, doing my moves, and there was just I did it. I killed it. And that was the end of the story. So nothing like that. So we can go to a commercial break. Nah. I split my pants, okay? I split my pants.
And the pants went crotch.
My crotch split open, and everybody saw everything.
It was like a movie moment though, mid-slide, just he's like,
my black pants slid open, and that ripped open, and Christina's just her fondest memories that, oh yeah, I saw Calvin's pants rip.
I was just like,
my pants ripping. But
okay.
but I'll say this, and then we'll go to break. I'll say this. That prom king really meant a lot to me because it was when I didn't have enough money for a suit. And shout out to Mr. Ryan Wheels and Marion Proto because they came together and got money to get me a prom suit because they wanted me to go to prom because I wasn't going to go. I didn't have a date. I was going through stuff, and they put together and got me a suit for prom. And I still have it. I can't fit it, but I still have it. But that was pretty cool. So that's why I knew that the faculty were pretty cool people. They were not all jerks and stuff, but that really makes me think that there's some good in people to give me a prom outfit so they can see me go to prom. So that was pretty cool for me. That's my biggest memory in high school, not splitting my pants, Christina. So
I wasn't even bringing it up. You want to talk about that.
I just, but no, that's when before we go, Christina, what was something that you loved about high school that you didn't like?
Something I didn't like. I don't know. I didn't have any, or at least I blocked them out if I had any horrible memories from high school. I just kind of made it through most of the time. Fondest memories, happiest ones. I had a lot of really good ones. Closer, like my senior year was great.
You knew me,
huh?
You knew of me, so
I didn't know you.
So you got to know.
Great. No,
you got to experience the king.
Lee, did you have a great prom homecoming moment?
Me?
I did not go.
Oh, Lee. Oh, yeah.
Did you go, Christina?
I did. I went to a few proms, but my prom I was the least excited about. It was very boring. It was very boring. It was just like it just wasn't a great prom. 2009 it sucked. It just wasn't fun. And I went with a group of people, of course. Homecoming was nice. Homecoming was really fun. I didn't enjoy my homecoming date because it wasn't technically a date. It was just like, okay, we're all going as a group again, and this is okay. I won't say anything in case that comes across. It was not a great time. I think I ended up trying to date like the person that I did like in high school was also there, and I was just like, I want to go over there so bad, but I didn't. I stayed with my date the whole time, but it was not a great time. My dress was cute. I was cute.
Sure.
Because but as far as senior year goes, I don't know. I had a good time. It was really nice in ROTC, figuring some things out for myself. It was a different experience to go from being a person who was miserable in school all the way up until about junior year to suddenly being like, oh, okay, this is different. I was still to myself for the most part, but to start making friendships and relationships was fun but weird at the same time. It was sad in a way because I was like, oh, that just meant everybody was mean before. Like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong. Y'all are just really mean. But probably the best thing about it, I'm gonna just be really girly and say the boys. The boys of senior year. I had many good moments my senior year.
She just remembers me in high school and just
high school, yes.
She just remembers seeing me and just like
moment.
I bet when you saw me, he's like, I gotta pinch myself. I must be dreaming.
More like pinch myself, wake me up.
I remember my homecoming was all right. I mean, I had a date, but it was more like, hey, you want to go? And she was like, sure. And nothing really came from that. But my prom, me and my date, which was my like first like girlfriend, she was just my first real girlfriend. I just remember we left early, and everybody's like, where are y'all going? Y'all leaving early.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna do something. And I was like, nah, man, this place whack. Like, we about to go eat and like leave because I don't want to. Like, we got our picture,
so we can do whack.
Like, yeah, we about to go because it's lame, and we left. So
Okay.
Boy, if we had
Military
those,
ball was always my favorite dance, though.
I've always wanted to go to one of those, like military balls. Boy, if we had cell phone cameras that we got right now in high school, like, man, we wouldn't need those prom pictures and like, and pay $35 for them. Like, nah, man, we got our cell phones. We can make our own pictures. But
yeah, I mean that's how. Geez, some of these people taking these crappy pictures now.
Yeah. I remember for homecoming, like, this would be funny, like, I was trying to be all cute and looking all nice and whatever. I put a perm in my head for prom. So my hair was all slick and I had like the little waves and stuff. It looks horrible, but yeah,
you scored worse and worse, Calvin, every time.
Yeah, I was still not the best dresser. I suck at dressing. Man. This is it. This is 30, y'all. This is 30. Hoodies and that's about it. This is 30. Don't it's whatever. You don't try to impress anybody anymore. Brandon, this is what you look forward to. 30, okay? Get ready.
30. You could either go the Calvin way or the Christina way and still have self-esteem. But side note, I'm acknowledging Brandon asked, did anyone have any embarrassing moments in high school? And Stefan said he was picked on for liking a girl that was out of his league. Don't worry.
I mean, that was
you have a very pretty girlfriend right now.
But you know what? Pretty. You know what? To all the people that's probably listening to this right now, that Kim Kardashian chick is dating that ugly-looking comedian guy that plays a lot of gay.
So many people.
I know, but look, he is by all means not the most attractive guy looking. But I'm just saying, if he can get Kim Kardashian, I have dated some very beautiful women as well. Nobody's self-esteem should be low after that has happened. That proves that personality can pull a nice looking girl.
I'm living fact.
It might didn't work on you, Christina, but gosh darn it, I've gotten some pretty looking chicks before.
It was never your personality or anything. I just perpetually single by myself.
Yes. All right, Brandon, here's your chance.
I am with you. I definitely understand that moment in high school.
But nah.
There's plenty of guys that I'd be like, oh, I wouldn't even try, but you're so pretty. But you're so pretty. Just stay over there.
That's why I'm in Dallas and you're in Shreveport. So
yeah.
Yo, we are having fun. If this is your first time listening to our podcast, this is the kind of hijinks that we have in our season finales, and we hope that you stay around because we have a little bit more on the other side of the break. Make sure you stay tuned to the Straight Up Show podcast.
Here at Straight Up, we know that all lives matter, but historical events have shown that there is an inverse power dynamic between the races in our country. To highlight this, we present our Black Lives Matter merchandise. Because let's be real, some of you don't seem to understand that this isn't the organization, but a message. That message: end inequality towards minorities in America. And just in case that's too complicated for you in English, we have the phrase translated into 10 different languages. Visit Straight8 for this and all our other merch. That's STR8 showpodcast.com. Shirts as low as $19.99.
If you're a fan of our show, you know we take pride in being from Louisiana. From our show's colors to our conversations about food, we love our home state. And since it's Mardi Gras season, the Straight Up Show podcast now has exclusive Louisiana Pride merchandise at our online store. Just visit our website, Straight8 That's STR8 showpodcast.com. Shirts start as low as $19.99. And remember, laissez le bon temps rouler.
Salahuddin from Southside Season 2 out right now. make sure you tune in to the Straight Up Show podcast because that's where it's happening. You dig?
All right, welcome back to the Straight Up Show podcast. I'm your host, Calvin, joined by my lovely host, Christina, Brandon, and Lee. We were talking about our high school days, and as you can tell, me and Christina had some beef in high school. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's been a great season. Season 5 wrap-up. This is our finale. But man, you were listening to our high school stories. Of course, we're joined by our audience, our Facebook audience, answering some things on Facebook Live right now. Brandon, do we have any updates on Facebook right now? Any more new comments?
Not yet. Nothing new coming.
Okay. All right. But yeah, someone asked some questions. Stefan told us about some girls in high school he got made fun of not liking. And Kendall loved prom and homecoming. And Jeff just remember how big high school was at our high school, me and Christina's high school in Burn. And we talk about how we learned so much in high school. And my thing is, I want to know, I know Brandon's answer already, but if you had the opportunity to go back, would you go back, Brandon? Don't cuss. Yeah, I know.
He's like, I already know that.
I would not go back. No.
You wouldn't go back at all?
I wouldn't go back. I actually don't go visit that school. Actually, no.
I do. I like to go visit my old high school because I feel like they add on to it every time
to make their media stuff and pictures, videos look better. But no.
Can y'all recall? I start with Lee. Can you recall y'all senior prank at all that they played or no?
You know, I don't know if we even did a senior prank. I remember that year talking to my mom about it because her senior class had done one, but our little pool of 26 people, I guess, couldn't come together and put something together.
Brandon, do you remember y'all have one in Huntington at all? A senior prank?
Oh, you already know they did craziness at that place, but I just don't remember. To be honest, I really don't.
Jeez, y'all had some
I'm with
classes.
Stefan. Stefan said the past should stay in the past. And quite frankly, a lot of my classmates, I don't even remember exist.
Dang. Christina, do you remember any of your senior pranks at all?
I do not. I was a good kid. If there was a prank, I probably don't even remember it. Wait, did y'all? We might have mentioned this before. Did y'all do something with the grass? Did y'all kill all the grass that time?
No, we didn't do that. No.
Okay, then I don't remember what else it could have been.
Yeah, and if you're listening, this episode has been very watered down because we pre talked about this episode, and the three of them collectively have told me, Calvin, do not say this on air, or you will get in trouble. So
here we go.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I promise you. Jeez, I'm not gonna say it at all. But no, this is a very watered down episode. That's why I didn't want to bring up me being a prom king because people were like, anyway. But no, our senior prank was like we got everybody to park in a student parking spot so other classes couldn't park. That's what we did. Like we filled the whole parking lot up, which really wasn't nothing. But some people, not me, allegedly, because what you gotta say nowadays, allegedly, some people allegedly stacked up the little purple tables in the lunch area on top of each other. That's what we did. And we put bird seeds in the parking lot. So, that was
apparently someone, and this is from the comment section, someone from a rival school carved an
eggplant
emoji on our football field. Someone from a rival school.
I could see that being a popular thing these days.
And I may or may not have actually seen that in person. I don't know. I can't see the comments, but
your redemption is going to be hard.
Let me just say, seeing it in person was funny. That was very funny. I'm not gonna lie. Seeing that in person was very funny. And high school rivalry. Okay, so for those who don't know, Christina and I, we went to a big high school, and our rival school was the school across town. It was a big rivalry. And so every year football season, we would have this rivalry game, which our school was always so dominant. Always, we still are. But there was one year. Say what?
But we lost a lot, though.
Not us. We were 9-3 my senior year. What are you talking about?
We lost a lot.
Not to them.
Okay.
Maybe y'all's class did, but ours didn't.
I went to like 2 games. I can't say anything.
Oh, that's. I think why my school is so cool is because we have a school spirit, and that's why. Because if you go to our football games, our student sections was like college. It was deep, you know. Christina wasn't school spirited.
I have to be there for color guard, like, and I bounced after.
Oh, okay. Well, I played, and
Forget those games. My lip ring closed, my lip piercing closed because of a color guard event at the Bird Tree game my senior year. I was PO'd.
but no, like our rivals. So our mascot was the yellow jacket, like bees or yellow jackets, and our rivals' mascot was an alligator. And so for one of these games, they put a live alligator on the front of our school, tied up. I don't think you were there yet, Kristen, when that happened.
Probably not.
And so if you're from Louisiana, we say we want some gator gumbo tonight.
Let's have gator gumbo tonight.
Do y'all remember any of y'all's school's chants at all?
No.
Lee, did y'all have school chants?
Dude, I don't even want to say the name of my school's mascot.
And I should have paused when I asked you, do y'all have any chants? I don't think those are the chants I want to hear.
I want to know what the mascot was now. I was like, oh, what?
It's the same one Washington may or may not still have.
Ooh.
Yeah. Calvin.
Wouldn't expect that, but okay.
Ooh, and yeah. Next, Brandon, you went next. Man, Lee, we have to get you out of that. We have to get you out of that. So, Brandon, do you remember there's any school logos or any kind of school like chants at all?
I did not.
Don't care. So I don't care.
I didn't care.
I don't care.
I feel like high school Brandon needed a hug and a friend to hold his hand.
I would have accepted any hug, any opportunity. I love hugs in high school.
Here you go, bro.
Poor baby.
Here you go.
We're just like, yeah, I ain't going back.
Do y'all think that Christina ever had? Let's see if Christina has school spirit. You ready? Christina, what's that jacket's battle cry?
BICTORY.
Oh, she got school spirit.
I only know that because pepperellas were mandatory.
Yeah, let me tell you a embarrassing story about my
They were mandatory. They made you go. They made you do the school alma mater song or whatever. And then, I phoned it in every time. I still don't know that song except the very end, the purple and the gold. Like I had the laziest sidekicks. It was just like
you had no
like
school spirit.
Moving my feet. I was just like, oh.
Do you remember me?
These people.
Do you remember me at the pep rallies at all? Do you remember me?
Yes, I remember y'all busting through
the banner.
It was one game in particular. It was one. I'm trying to remember the song.
The final countdown.
Huh?
The final countdown?
No. I remember all those. Those were terrible. Those were terrible. It was was it that Rihanna song, Live Your Life or something?
Oh Lord.
It was one of those, it was some like Rihanna and whatever, somebody, whoever y'all came through. And I was like, impressive. That was a good bust through. But
I was always the one that came through. Like, so funny fact, not fact, funny fact. So I was always a big kid my whole life. So the whole, like, during practice, we would wear like these white pants, but I couldn't wear those small ass white pants. So I would have to wear game pants to practice. And so all my jerseys never fit me. And so like they had these small jerseys and they would just they would cut off circulation in your arm. So we would come to the pep rallies, right? And I had my jersey on. And I couldn't do this, you know? So I would go to the prep rally. I'd be like, yay, hey, lift your, get it up, guys.
Just T-Rexing it.
No, Penguin like this. Hey guys, because that jersey was eating me a lot. like, and you would see me at football games with a halter top, just over here, just like, hey, y'all, just like. I'm sorry, but no, yeah, that was my high school jersey experience. The goal is to get in that jersey one day. Probably can't, but anyway, do y'all have any high school memorabilia still or no? Anybody?
Ooh.
Any high school memorabilia besides the yearbook, Christina?
I had hoodies because I love hoodies. I love sweaters and hoodies. But over time, they'd get stolen by one of my sisters or something. I still have my senior class ring, though. I did not want to get one. My dad forced me to get the senior class ring. And I remember the yellow jacket that they had offered through the school was like a bumblebee. So I was like, I refuse. And I ordered off something else. And I got a hornet instead as my yellow jacket. So he looked super aggressive. I wonder if I can. I still have it. I cannot fit this thing.
Yeah, why she looked for that? I didn't want that freaking ring. If in fact there was a necklace, and I was like, I'll just get the freaking necklace, and
I couldn't afford it.
And that was another thing. It was too much. I really didn't care about the school anyway, so I wasn't gonna wear a ring.
Do you have like a poster at all, or
poster?
Anything at all?
What?
At the school, like any kind of posters at all, or?
I mean, we have a poster of my class, but
trying to see if my flash ring shows.
Okay, I see it.
Oh, hold on, wait. No, I can't make it. I don't know how people focus these things at all.
Okay, hold on.
I would have wanted a dragon on mine.
A dragon?
It said Chris.
You still can fit it. Who's Chris?
Oh, I'm Chris.
Why not Christina? You can afford our letters?
I was going to do something, but I didn't want to. No, but I was trying to find if I could show my hornet.
The hornet? Yeah. Okay, I see it. The booty hanging out.
He's not focusing, yeah.
With the booty hanging out? Yeah, I see it.
How do young people make these things work? I don't know.
Brandon, that's 30 for you. Look at it. It's 30. Get ready for it. These young people. Lee, do you have any old school stuff
at all? I have a ring in my birthstone.
Okay. Do you have any memorabilia at all, Lee?
I've still Christina actually reminded me. I still got my senior ring somewhere. I don't know where off the top of my head.
RTC on the front too. Forgot about that. Sorry.
Damn, I was just a broke one in the group. Huh? Dang. Look,
I didn't get a ring. I mean, I have a couple. I think I did get a senior hoodie, but that was like one of those things. I have a big old jacket for some reason. I got in some type of program that I don't even know what it was about. I don't even think it ended up happening, but I got a big old jacket. So whenever like it's hurricane season, whatever, I wear it because I always stay dry with it. But yeah, just like now, you won't see me wearing much with that name. And it's not because I don't like to tell people I went to Huntington. I just don't bring it up.
I stay.
School spirit.
I got school spirit. Yes, I do. I got school spirit. Lee, how about you?
I expected a solid no.
Man, I hated pep rallies growing up. It was no fun. I did not get into it. I did not drink the school Kool-Aid.
Calvin had all the Kool-Aid, apparently.
I did. There's so many ways I can go with that. Yeah, I'm just anyway. We're wrapping up.
I kind of regretted saying it after I said it.
Man, we're not coming back for season 6. So before we leave y'all today, we want to thank y'all so much for tuning in, especially those on Facebook Live right now. Brandon, just check one more time. Do we have any more people commenting?
I mean, yeah, Stefan, definitely appreciate him hanging on with us in the chat, and also the other people that showed up. Jeff, Kendall, her comment, and the first person that started all off. I can't.
Ron told him he got me my job at the news station. So thank you, Ron.
Yeah.
Got me my internship. Sorry, my internship from Nipsey. Sorry.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
You wasn't there. But yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Stefan was talking about how he have a hoodie, he still have his ring. No, actually he gave it to Goodwill, which good on you. I know that is one of the things I don't like Goodwill, but I do donate a lot of clothes and stuff every year to Providence House. So
yeah, that's where
I should do that. Yeah.
Side note: everybody send your things to direct donation places.
See, that sounds like a lot of work. Where is that a link or something you gotta?
No. I'm just saying, like places like Providence House and whatnot. Send them.
Yeah, just
give them to
Google
places
local
where they
donation
don't
near
have
me.
to actually pay for them or as much. Try to just do a little research instead of just taking it directly to Goodwill.
Research. See, there you go. You're trying to send me back to school.
Be good.
Since we're talking about school as well. I've been watching this show on Hulu called Abbott
Elementary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that show.
Great cast. So not an endorsement, not a sponsor or anything, but just saying, since we're talking about school, that is a great show to watch. A great cast.
Gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Looks good. I haven't watched it though.
So
got Quentin Brunson in it, right?
Yeah, you're right. So before we go, wrapping this up, I just want to say once again, thank you to all those people: Jeff, Kendall, Ron Toma, whoever else I'm maybe missing. Kendall, Jeff, thanks to more people too. Whoever's watching, thank you. And just want to say thank y'all to my amazing crew. Lee, Brandon, Christina. Yeah, Brandon, Lee. Thank y'all. But no, y'all done a great job this season. Thank you so much. It's been great telling our high school stories, and I think that it made us who we are, in my opinion. Made me who I am. But if you can go back and tell yourself in high school right now, if you were to go back and tell to high school right now, what would you tell yourself, Brandon, in high school that you would just tell him right now? What would you tell him if you go back and tell yourself high school? What would you say?
Talk to and ask out the girls you wanted to ask out, because it wouldn't matter anyway.
You don't know. Good advice though. Be
No,
brave.
I've been friend zoned so many times. That's the reason why high school is the reason why I say what I want to say now. Like when I got out of high school and starting college, I was like, nope, saying whatever I want. No, whatever consequences comes from, I'll accept it.
All right, Lee, what would you?
Consequences.
Lee, what advice would you give yourself in high school today?
Invest in Apple.
That's the advice of the decade, of the century.
Invest in Apple.
Invest in Apple, yeah. That's
Brilliant.
I'm sorry.
You're going to places, kid.
All right.
No, but honestly, though, my high school experience wasn't like spectacular. I was a little queer bundle of anxiety that wasn't out yet. So I'd probably just tell myself, just ride through it. It gets better. Hashtag it gets better. I know you don't know what a hashtag is, but you will. It'll be very important. Just hang in there, dude. You'll find your people. It will not be at the school, but you will find your people.
What do you mean, you people?
I mean, you people.
I just.
When you leave the school, you will find more Black people.
You will find your people.
Black people aren't that good.
I like that. I mean, I would tell myself, just like really don't. And this is kind of like I guess hypocritical, but I would tell myself, don't invest in your friends. Like, do invest in yourself more than you did in your friends. I think I did that way too much. I invested more into my friends and stuff than I did in my own self, because when it came down to it, all I had is myself. You know what I mean? Not in a negative way, but like, really take stuff serious. We'll take education. I definitely was taking sports serious in high school. So that's my advice. And Brandon, you had the last word. What would you tell yourself? Or Christina, I'm sorry. Christina, what would you tell yourself?
Ask out that nerdy guy.
Huh?
That speaks to you later on.
You should be like, I should ask Calvin out. He was prom king.
I'm starting to think Calvin was stalking me. Like, that's what I'm thinking. I think Calvin had a thing for me in school, and I just didn't know he existed for a while, or he was just that guy.
No,
we were never going to work, Calvin. I was like, I probably tell myself, try a little harder. Take the extra math class senior year. Take the math. And I probably just tell myself along the way, it's not you. It's not you. Like, it's fine. Better people will come. It's not you at all. These just aren't your style.
your people, as Lee would say.
Yeah, it's not my people. They weren't my people. There's always somebody who's going to suit you. So just wait it out. You'll find people that you realize one day you're like, oh wow, I enjoy these people. Or just like at Bipsy, oh wow, I'm gonna go on a random road trip with these 3 dudes to go see a comedy show right before class. Like, leave right after class.
You make it sound so bad now. Like, like now if you say it out loud, it's like, yeah, it was so bad. And we all 3 slept in the hotel room.
Yeah, both room with 3 guys. It'll be fine. But tell nobody that you're doing it either. Okay.
I didn't.
That part I did not know.
I didn't know either.
Yeah.
Wow.
Our love for Dave Chappelle really just tramped all that. So it's cool.
No. Yeah. It becomes more fun. Keep waiting.
Well, at least you slept alone.
Oh, and touch the abs. Touch the abs. That was a mistaken moment. I'll let it go. Touch that.
Do some dabs.
No, I said touch the abs. That was a story for me.
Touch the abs.
You should have. Okay.
Well, if you give me about 9 months, Christina, I can.
No, this was in senior year. It was literally like the last day of school.
He probably still don't even have those abs.
Oh, he does. I bet he does.
Let me go on my yearbook to see who it might be.
You probably know.
I probably do. I got it right.
Was not a John.
It wasn't a John. Okay. All
right. It wasn't an RTC, but you probably saw who it is.
I have a strong feeling who it might be too. I will
have a strong feeling you're wrong, but okay.
I got a strong feeling who it might be, and I got anyway. Y'all, it has been a great time hanging out with y'all today. This has been a great season. We had some phenomenal guests. We started off this season with Miss Byers passing away. Always our condolences to her, Miss Byers. We love you so much. If you don't know who she is, go back and listen. Without her, there'll be no show. There'll be no Straight Up. So this season was dedicated to her. So we want to say we love you so much. Thank you for everything. With that being said, and to all our other phenomenal guests, man, we had some great times. Lee, Brandon, Christina, man, I can not only say that y'all do such a great work when you come on the show. I know we don't really talk about it a lot, but man, everywhere I go, people talk about how y'all really bring each something to the table to the show, and people really admire y'all. So that makes me feel like I chose 3 good people to hang out with.
Well, thank you.
Anyway.
And that's the end of the show.
That's the end of the show. Yeah, so any expectations for season 6, anybody? Brandon, any expectations?
Well, me and Christina talked about a thing that we might work on for, if she's still into it, for the next season. Definitely looking forward because this is 2022, so there's a lot to talk about starting in the beginning of the year. So yeah, I just hope everybody's prepared for it. While we're away, go listen to the other episodes if you haven't heard it. Just try to catch up. This is the time to catch up, and please just send us your love through the email, which this is where Lee steps in. No, that's actually our hate mail. Please don't send us hate mail because we actually love you.
I got you, Lee. I got you, Lee. I got you, Brandon. I got you. And we know that people who are listening, who are on Facebook, might not like our show because we say some off the wall stuff, maybe long winded. But we have an email for people who don't like our show. Lee, if you don't mind, can you please just grace us with that email address, please?
Yeah, if you'd like to know what parish I grew up in, email us at idon'tcare@gmail.com.
It's idon'tcare@gmail.com. Of course, we're just kidding. Lee, man, you're doing a great job producing, and Brandon, man, great job. Until then, make sure, as Brandon was saying, you can support our podcast. We have a Patreon page. Go to our Patreon page at patreon.com /Str8Up Show Podcast 318. That's Straight Up Show patreon.com /STR8UP Show Podcast.com 318. I screwed it up again, but anyway, you get the concept. We have 4 different tiers. See, look, I'm tired already. We have 4 different tiers: 3, 5, 10, 20, and you support us. All your contributions and donations go to supporting the podcast. Make sure it gets better every season. If you want to get merchandise, we have brand new merchandise out right now. Exclusive merchandise for the season. Y'all love the new season 5 t-shirts. Thank y'all for ordering them. You can go to our website at Str8UP That's STR8UP Show Podcast.com. So I can't talk to y'all. What is going on? What is going on today?
We're about to hit.
Save it for the end.
Running.
It's crazy. But no, until then, there's only one rule to our show. You gotta be
straight up.
Straight up.
You better do it, Christina.
You know what? Christina has said it so many in these last episodes.
Yeah.
The final episode, she doesn't want to say it.
Of course not. Anyway, that's it, y'all. We're going away. Christina, she might not be back next season, but see y'all in season 6. Take care. We love y'all.